Look how much food you can eat for 2,000 calories and still lose fat. A 2,000 calorie full day of eating that you can follow to lose fat that's high in protein, tasty, super convenient and cheap as well. So yeah, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's go shopping for the ingredients. But firstly, boom, there we go, workout. Finito, last round of this bad boy. Few dumbbells, and that's a wrap. But yeah, just a friendly reminder that you can lose fat just through diet alone, but if you want to preserve lean muscle mass, you want to get to the gym, work out, resistance train. So yeah, that is a friendly reminder for you. Now let's go shopping for some breakfast. And on this occasion, it would be rude not to visit the motherland to pick up the ingredientes. Okay, so just from having worked with a good few people, okay, breakfast normally is all like consumed in a hurry, and people will like opt for very poor nutritional choices, or they will just scoff down a meal without even enjoying it. So what I advise is you either skip it or you keep it small with like a protein and fat only source. So yes, like I said, you could completely skip it and go for coffee and save some calories and carbs for later on in the day. If not, then you can go for like a staple breakfast protein source. So you got like turkey sausages, or like down here you have turkey bacon, or even like the lean bacon medallions with like eggs and a big scramble, like a few eggs and egg whites with like half a bag of spinach, chopped tomatoes and like chopped mushrooms, sprinkle a bit of cheese or add like a slice of cheese on top. That would be a good start, like just protein and fat, and you can save the absolute crash that you're going to get from having like a bowl of cereal, and also save carbs for later on. That being said, of course, if you do find you work well with carbs in the morning, you could just go for cereal with like a protein shake as the milk, or of course a staple bodybuilding meal and some protein. Oats and Weetabix, you know, they sort of swell up and they are also high in fiber, keeping you full throughout the day. Another thing you can go for is like a whole thing of baked beans. These are actually pretty good, most underrated breakfast in my opinion. Like there we go, 8 grams of fiber. Of course, we cannot forget the yogurt. Literally, you can have this in the car with you. Skyer yogurt, I say it every single time, but per half tub, 15 grams of protein, 30 grams of protein in this bad boy. An absolute game changer. We know protein is the most satiating macronutrient, and the protein in this is a mix of like whey and casein. So casein will coagulate in the stomach as well, so a slow releasing and to keep you fuller. Top it with some fruit, so like raspberries are super high volume, low in calorie and high in fiber. Of course, if you have the time, you can make up like a whole batch of protein pancakes, or if you have a waffle machine, you can go for protein waffles, but again, they take time to make. And like I said, not everyone has time, but hopefully you understand now the goal is to have protein in it to make it highly satiating and to also make it nice and voluminous. There we go. So yeah, even if it was like just having a protein shake, at least you can benefit from stimulating MPS and then sort of banking your carbs and your calories for later on in the day. Okay, so yes, but for this recipe or for this full day of eating, we are still going to eat something that is super convenient. The goat, that is the omelette of peace. So yeah, low in carbs but still get your protein kick for the day. A super convenient meal. You know, you can cook it up when in a hurry. It's ready in like 5 minutes. So yeah, without further ado, let's cook this bad boy up.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
And there we go, family, a pretty hefty omelette to be honest, and it's super low calorie. But yeah, egg whites are literally a game changer in terms of volume. So in terms of macros, you're talking 6 grams of carbs only, 10 grams of fat and 25 grams of protein. So yeah, overall calories for this big thing is 214, so very low, and you still get to stimulate MPS, and it literally took like 3 minutes to cook up. So that is gonna be your breakfast for shredding. Now the next thing we need to go shopping for is your snacks, okay? And again, the option is to completely remove the snacks and just have 3 bigger meals, but most of you will probably like to have a snack in there. Fruit is always a good one, high in fiber, and you know me and my melons, these are super high in volume, especially like watermelon and the yellow melon, just practically water. Another super good option, now you will be a freak when going to work, is tuna. So per half a can, 15 grams of protein, so 30 grams of protein per can of tuna. Add that to the likes of rice cakes and you have a perfect snack ready to go. Or you can even like buy these little rice cakes with the chocolate on top. Another good high volume snack is popcorn. There you go. So only 10 grams of carbs, 95 calories. Shout out to Jonathan Clark. He said that the sour cream pop chips are really good in terms of volume. So yeah, when it comes to volume like that, you want to look for any sort of puffed variation, because they're going to obviously be bigger than more condensed options. I'll say it again, but any low-fat yogurt high in protein is perfect. And you know what, they do have like these liquid versions as well, which are high in protein. But hopefully you know by now that liquid calories are less satiating than whole ones. So if you have the option to eat your food, eat it, okay? So you know what, as boring as it might be, you could literally just bring a packet of chicken to work with you. Perfect protein source. Now, of course, another option is just a protein bar. Probably not the best, but still you get your protein hit. Beef jerky is actually also pretty good. You can literally just put that in your pocket. You could chop up like vegetables, so carrots and celery in particular, super low calorie, and like dip them in peanut butter. But whatever you do, do not be that person who literally scoops out the whole tub of peanut butter, okay? Just use the smallest amount. Probably don't go for this if you don't have to, but yeah, the same goal applies. High volume, high protein snacks, just to stimulate MPS and keep you going throughout the day. Or like I said, again, you could just have a protein shake. Again, super low in calories, and it does still give you that chance to stimulate MPS. And again, these are completely optional. If you want to just place more calories at your 3 main meals and not have any snacks at all, you can, but these are really low calorie anyway, so it's not going to make like a huge dent in your overall calorie intake. So yes, for this day of eating, we're going for 2 snacks, one after your breakfast, before lunch, and then one after lunch, okay? So the goal is to at least have one with protein, and then for the other one, it can be more of a treat. So snack 1 is going to be some yogurt with some rice cakes, and then snack 2 is a packet of popcorn with a big voluminous piece of fruit, in this case a melon, okay? And actually, another game changer snack that I always have on the go is this whole thing of sugar-free jelly. It is literally like the size of your head, and this whole container is like jam-packed full. There you go. And essentially it's like these little sachets you have here, so Hartley's sugar-free jelly, and on the back it's like per 100 grams as prepared, 6 calories. But yeah, in this container we have 3 of these packets, so you cook it up in bulk. So yeah, you're literally talking like 8 times 6 for that whole bowl the size of your head. Anyway, all of these are pretty much good voluminous diet hack snacks. So yeah, without further ado, let's make up or prepare your 2 snacks for the day. And there we have it, your 2 snacks for the day. So one before lunch and then one after lunch, maybe as like a post-workout snack, or just to keep the appetite at bay before dinner, okay? So yeah, in terms of calories, you're talking super low calorie. For the Skyer and the rice cakes, 25 carb, 1 fat, 22 protein, and just 197 calories. But what you could do is just get the rice cake, scoop it into the Skyer and eat it. It's nice and voluminous as well, and you can bring it to work. And then in terms of the watermelon and the popcorn, you're talking 29 carb, 5 fat, and 3 protein at 173 calories. So again, all under 200 calories, just to keep you going throughout the day, like before lunch or before dinner. But speaking of lunch, that is going to be the next meal. So you know the deal. Let's go shopping for the ingredienti. Okay, so this will probably be your first main proper meal, okay? Things will have died down, you'll be a bit more food focused, so placing a bit more of your calories now, when you have the time to actually enjoy your food, is a smart idea. So hopefully it's self-explanatory, but any lean meat, chicken or turkey, even like a lean steak, if you chop it up in like a stir fry, that's a good option. And the game changer to make sure they're not bland is to cook them up and season them properly. So like oregano, any of these, look at them, they're like 59 cents. The same goes for sauces. So for example, reduced sugar tomato ketchup is like 5 calories. Mustard is practically nothing, again, adds a nice little kick. As far as fish goes, now you don't want to stink out the workplace, but just like the nuts, I would sort of avoid salmon, or at least just keep it to like 2 or 3 times per week. There you go, the whole packet there is like 500 calories, like more than 28 grams of fat. As far as carbs go, then you could add the likes of rice or couscous or even like noodles. But again, from anecdotal and coaching experience, pasta is far better. It's still a bit carb dense, but the key here is that when you boil it up for like way too long, it just expands with all the water versus like the rice, which doesn't really add much volume at all. Or even better, if you have the option to prep up a potato, this is an anabolic one, sweet potatoes are really good. And the same actually goes for white potatoes, if not better. Now, what I am a huge advocate of is these big ass bowls of salad. So for this whole salad, it's like 80 calories. If you top that with tuna, that's like a perfect lunch. And what you can also do is add like any bean into it, just to add more protein and fiber. Again, if you don't want to cook, you can literally just pick up packet chicken, the goat. That is some Cajun chicken. It doesn't have to be tuna, but whatever you do choose, look for the protein to fat ratio. So 2 grams of fat per 24 grams of protein. And for everyone who's going to say, oh, but Scott, it's processed. Look, if you're too lazy to cook up regular chicken, then shut the hell up. You can make up baps, but these are also game changers. Pretty much any shop has them. They're like thins. You have the same for like bagels, but they're essentially like a thinner option, lower calorie, higher volume. And the same for bread. You can see like the 60 calorie per sliced bread. They are pretty good. And as far as like burrito goes, you can get the big ones, but they do have small ones. So to trick yourself, you can probably just get like 3 small ones for the same carbs as a big one. Papadums are pretty much the same thing. Again, 36 calories, and these things are huge. But yeah, hopefully you get the idea. More of a proper meal where you're maximizing your most bang for buck in terms of food options, high in protein, high in fiber. But not only that, it still needs to be adaptable and sort of easy to make in case you want to prep it up the day before to bring to work. But anyway, this is what we're going to go for. Sort of like a chili con carne, but with turkey sort of steaks. Then we're going to sort of have these poppadoms to like scoop it up, give it a bit of texture. Or you could use like brogies. Brogies! If you're in Ireland, you know what they are. But yeah, this is going to be your lunch. So without further ado, let's prep it up.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yes, that is going to be your lunch with the 3 poppadoms. Again, like I said, you can snap these and then just scoop-de-doop and munch away. But yes, in terms of macros, you're talking 42 carb, 9 fat, and 54 protein. So 465 calories. Again, there's a lot of volume there for you. So yeah, that is going to be your lunch, and then your next meal would obviously be your second snack. But I've done your snack, so that means the meal after that is going to be your dinner. So you know the deal. And this one is probably where you're gonna find yourself most hungriest. So we need to enter food baby status, eating out of bowls the size of your head. And to do that, you wanna first start out bulking out the meal. So spinach, another thing is romaine lettuce, broccolis, moj 2, green beans, asparagus is pretty good, celery, cauliflower, mushrooms as well are gonna be key for just pushing out your stomach distension to lead up to the brain to tell you that you're full. Then the next step is going to be adding a carbohydrate source or some sort of bean. I would suggest, again, just for fiber and protein. Lentils are actually pretty good. They swell up when they're cooked. Again, I suggest the potatoes. You could have like whole grain fajitas or like tacos, little taco shells. Or what you could do is make up like lettuce taco shells. Save the carbs. Now, I'm not going to suggest a pizza, but they have run out. You've seen on the channel, normally they have like homemade make your own pizza bases. Sprinkle a bit of low-fat cheese on that, a bit of tomato sauce. Again, you could go for pasta and like tomato sauce, add a bit of cheese on there. But yeah, tomato sauce is a really good addition to any meal. Like there you go, per 100 grams, 44 calories. Versus the likes of like a pesto. Do not be using this as your sauce. There you go, per 100 grams, 415 calories. So like 10 times more. And then again, for your protein source, any lean meat is good. So turkey burgers, you can make those up with like those bagel tins. You can go for a lean steak, or if you're going for mince and making up your own burgers, go for like the 5%. Of course, chicken breast is going to be key. Remember when I said the ratio of fat to protein? There you go, 2 grams of fat, 22 grams of protein. Then in terms of fish, you can go for the salmon, like I said, like 1 or 2 times a week, but I would be more inclined going for like these cod fillets. Per 100 grams, you're talking 75 calories and like 18 grams of protein, and there's like 2.5 servings. The same can be done for like hake. Smoked coli is pretty good, that has a nice taste to it. And my absolute favorite, to be honest, is going to be prawns. Okay, these are practically just protein, and again, much like the chicken, you can buy all of these frozen. So there you go, you have like Alaskan pollock, super low calories. The same goes for like vegetables, they're all perfectly fine. The prawns are frozen. But yes, think smart, guys, okay? Think that every calorie you have is a precious piece of gold, and you need to maximize it as much as possible. So yeah, high in fiber, high in protein, high in volume. So for this one, we are thinking bodybuilding on a budget. So we might as well use sort of the ingredients we have, you know, waste not, want not. Although we do have some potatoes. So yes, we're gonna make up this like 1 pan stir fry with the potatoes, the second half of the turkey, the leftover onions, tomatoes, and a shitload of vegetables. Again, it can be any vegetable. We have a whole thing of green beans here, some spinach again to bulk it out, but you get the deal. So without further ado, let's make up your dinner.
Get in my belly!
Yes, people, I told you I would hook you all up with bowls the size of your head. Look at this. It's like, oh my god, it's huge. You are gonna have a food baby. You can eat all of this and lose fat. So in terms of macros and calories, 63 carbs, 6 fat, and 56 protein. So 530 calories. Anyway, I can tell a lot of you will enjoy having that. And then you can also top it with like sugar-free sauces or even a little bit of ketchup. This is like the reduced sugar one. It's like 5 calories per serving. Just squirt it on top and send yourself to food baby heaven. But yeah, you're probably saying, Scott, is that it? No, we're still gonna eat once more. That's right, we have a macro capper, so you know the deal. We're going shopping for the ingredienti. So yes, the last thing you want is to go to bed hungry and completely binge and just blow out all of your calories. And in fact, a pre-bed snack can actually help increase sleep quality and also increase overnight MPS. So the goal is to keep fat pretty low and go for carbs and protein. So protein is a good one. For the third time, Skyr yogurt. Cottage cheese wasn't actually bad when I tried it, and the protein is pretty good. So yeah, that like with protein powder or a bit of cocoa powder. Again, both which can be loaded up with any buried. Protein pancakes before bed is a good option. Or you know what, if you just want a treat to keep you mentally sane, like 1 or 2 little chocolate chip cookies isn't gonna kill you, okay? Think about it, okay? If you have 1 or 2 of those and that helps you to stick to the calorie deficit, it's better to have that than just have like the whole packet and blow out. And you can still even be smart, okay? So these little ice cream sticks, super tasty, I have no doubt. And there you go, 100 calories per stick. And you know what? We are out of little and we're going to Super Value, because if you know me, there are 2 foods in particular that I love. That is the GOAT of all macro cappers, the low calorie ice cream, even though this one I would never try. For the Ben & Jerry's fans out there, it is on offer $3.50 every single night. A tub a day will keep the doctor away, and that is definitely iced cream. Get it? And then of course, if you know me, how can you not forget, for the tryptophan release, the white chocolate Cocoa Pops. That's right, the most anabolic food on the planet. This or rice cakes with, of course, the Breyers down there. The perfect macro capper for the evening. But here we go. In true Scott Murray Fit Bam fashion, we are going to see you off with a staple meal for this full day of eating, and that is going to be protein, but with a sprinkling of goodness. So we have some dark chocolate, 1 scoop away, and then some oats. So you know what? If you are not capable of making a bowl of oats, I really question your ability as a human. But 60 grams of oats, a little 15-gram serving of Cocoa Pops, and then a nice little square of dark chocolate on top. Beautiful. And once again, if you have any sort of low calorie syrup, you can drizzle that on top just for a little bit of extra taste. But overall, for the macro capper, you're talking 58 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat, and 25 grams of protein, coming in at 422 calories. So yes, that is the full day of eating. Finito. But let's get to the final macros. So 224 grams of carbs, 42 grams of fat, and 184 grams of protein, coming in at 2010 calories. Now that is slightly low in fat, so if you do prefer a higher fat diet, you can borrow from the carbs, but we know from the literature that a higher carb diet to maintain performance in the gym will likely be superior for muscle mass retention, but I wouldn't go any lower than that. So yeah, that is your full 2000 calorie meal plan, day of eating. And you know what's funny, to put it into perspective for you, that whole day worth of eating is the equivalent calories to one large pizza, or in some cases even a medium pizza from Domino's. I mean, what would you prefer, a pizza from Domino's or all of this food? I know which I'm gonna pick if I want to lose fat. No, not the pizza. I'm gonna pick this, okay? Of course. So that is the end of the video. Again, if you liked it, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Hope you all have a good day, and see you all in the next video. Boop!